I don't even know if I'm actually alive right now. Am I alive? Is this a dream? I almost killed myself by filling this entire camper with propane from trying to stay warm from the freezing temps last night. I don't even know what people do living in these things in cold weather. Oh, hey, come on in. I'll be back. If you're new here, I recently moved to northern Florida and bought some land, and I didn't sign up for this. I want my money back. It got down to 20 degrees last night. Brrr. All right, sorry, I needed some fresh air and to walk the dogs. Back to the story. It got so cold here in Florida. It was like in the 20s, and I was prepared. We knew the cold was coming, and I just had my little space heater, and I thought that would be fine. And then I turned it on, and all of a sudden it hits like around midnight. I don't know. I really don't know what time it was. I think it was around like 11. I finally tapped out, and I was like, I need more heat. I need more heat bad. And so I went into the kitchen and I turned on my stovetop. You know, I have a double burner cast iron stovetop that plugs straight into a propane tank. You guys have seen it on my live streams at the property if you've ever watched any of those. I've cooked on that, like slow cooked for hours on that thing, okay? I'm talking like 7-8 hours slow cooking. I cook down my dog's chicken bones to make them soft and mushy for them. The middle part of the bone never really quite gets mushy, but the ends do, and then they get all that bone marrow and they love it. Anyways, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't be feeding your dog chicken bones and blame it on me, okay? It's something you have to decide to do in your own time. Anyways, so I've done that many times with them. Just turn on with cooking the chicken for a long period of time. So last night when I started to become a little baby about it was just cold, man. I was cold. These toy haulers are insane. Like the campers and stuff, you know, if you don't have them skirted, I would have it skirted if I was living in an area that was supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be like this. I turned it on, basically what I'm trying to say. I turned it on and I turned it on low and I put it on the ground right over here. Had all the doors shut. I opened the window in the kitchen, just a little crack, you know, and I had it on the ground so it wouldn't be like in the stove area. I just had it on the ground because it was close to us, and I went to sleep. I figured it'd be fine. My dogs, they're used to that. They know not to like walk next to it and stuff. Like they're good. We're all good. And because, you know, we've lived in small spaces. We've lived in the Bronco and used heater buddies and like stuff like that. So I've been around propane heat a lot. So it wasn't really anything new for us, but I haven't done that before. You know, just like let the stove run and me go to sleep. That was risky. I just was feeling really confident. Anyways, go to sleep. All of a sudden I wake up to my dog throwing up. Buddy was throwing up and you could hear him. And I wake up at the drop of a dime when it comes to these animals. And so I'm like, oh, poor guy. And the moment I like open my eyes though and like come to, because I hear him, I'm about to like console him, make sure he's okay. My head is like pounding. I'm like, what the heck? And I look straight over at the stove and I'm like, there's no flame. And I jump up and I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, it really smells like propane in here. And so I opened up all the windows and the door and tried to like air it out. And I picked up my tank and it was like, it still feels, you know, it's a propane tank at 20 pounds. So it feels like that much is missing. I don't know when that fire went out and just propane leaking into the air started, but holy shit. Buddy's fine. He stopped throwing up. He was throwing up for just like he threw up again. He drank some water and then threw up that water. Damn, that was my friend Vic that just called. He's over at his mom's place and his mom's husband did the same thing I did. Lit a stove and it went out and he woke up to propane in the house and he said he was so mad at him and he's yelling at him like, you almost killed all of us. And then so wow, what are the chances? Oh, and I told him what I did. So because I took the stove down onto the floor, I had it going on the floor instead of like on the kitchen shelf. He said, that's exactly where you went wrong. You had the stovetop lower than the propane tank. That means that it went out fairly quickly. I lit that thing at midnight and I woke up to Buddy throwing up at 5 a.m. That's insane. That's 5 hours that thing could have been out and I had no idea. So that saved my life, cracking a window, I guess. I told him that I cracked a window because I've done all those propane tanks like in the Bronco and stuff, like the heater buddies, like always running off propane in a lot of scenarios in the last 6 years. And so I just remember my brother's voice always pops up into my head anytime I ever use anything propane because he's always like, make sure you crack a window. Make sure you crack a window. You just hear his voice. And so I cracked a window like I always do every time I run anything propane. Only a little bit though because the wind was blowing so hard last night. Pretty sure my brother just saved my life. Crack a fucking window. Vic's like, that's exactly what saved your life, Morgan. He was pissed. Okay, so glad I'm sharing the story with you guys, because maybe I need to get it up because it takes 50 hours to upload a video on this slow ass internet. I'm gonna just stop it here, get this video up, and maybe this video is meant to save one of your guys' life tonight when it gets freaking cold and you're like, I'm gonna turn on my stovetop, my propane stove, and heat the place just real quick. Don't do it. All right, you guys, stay safe out there. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. There are none. So that could have been, that's not good. What is that? No, that's all. I'll be honest, I didn't even check to see if this toy hauler had carbon monoxide detectors before I made that executive decision to go to sleep with the flame running last night. What the heck? There's not one. And at least in the Bronco and stuff in my truck while I was traveling, I always made sure I had a carbon monoxide detector. So that's why I'm mentioning it. Make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector if you are running like a heater buddy or something off a propane tank. And yeah, keep it elevated above the propane tank. This makes so much sense why the freaking heater buddy didn't work when I was in my camper in Memphis during the ice storm 2 years ago. The heater buddy was lower than the propane tank. It just kept turning off for no reason. Oh my gosh, the more you know. I've learned a lot today. That's so great that my friend Vic just called before I posted this video. Like, everything is just so aligning that I feel like somebody really needs to see this. So you need to stop talking. You need to upload it. Why can't you ever say goodbye? Okay, I love you. Goodbye. Stay safe, guys. Love you. Friends, gals, everyone. I love you. Good night.